if you're watching this video, I guess you might be someone who struggles with people's opinion about you, your life, and that people could unfortunately be your family members, your social circle, your relatives, and even your friends. So, yeah, this video is for you. Let's dive deeper into this topic. First of all, I want you to know all the people around you, like literally every single human being on this planet Earth, has been brought up in different situations, different circumstances, different places with different values, morals, and whatnot. And each and every person on this earth has almost a different perspective on each and everything. Not every person is going to have an opinion about you that is going to be liked by you. That's okay. You don't have to force people to change their perspective about you by proving yourself to them by doing some actions or speaking in a certain way or behaving in a certain way, because trust me, people don't change unless and until they themselves want to change. We cannot change anyone, no matter how close that person is to you. You have to know that you should not let that person or their perspective about you ruin your self image or mess with your emotions. Do not give anyone that power. You just have to know this one thing, that you came to this world alone. You are going to live this whole life of yours alone, and you have to leave this world all by yourself. No one is going to be there constantly in your life to help you every time you hit rock bottom. There is a particular timeline for every person that comes into your life, even if it's your parents. I know that might hit hard right now, but that's the harsh truth. That's the reality. You have to learn to live alone by yourself, because not every person in your life is going to be a constant, no matter how close you are with them. And you have to know how to control yourself and your emotions when someone speaks something negative about you. You need to learn how to live on your own conditions, and I just don't mean on the book, okay? You have to be serious about this and listen to me now. Even if you try your level best to convince someone to look at you in a certain way, you won't be able to do that, because that's simply not in your control. Because every person has a build up perspective about you that won't change like 99% of the times. And you shouldn't be the one running behind them to change their perspective about you. I don't get it. Why are you so concerned about other people's opinion about your life? Can you read that sentence? Changing your ways for other people for your life. That does not make sense. And it's not even going to benefit you at the end of the day. People are going to tell you a lot of things. If you're someone who is ambitious, if you're someone who is confident, if you're someone who is outgoing and likes to dress a certain way, behaves in a certain way that could be different from your family or your friends, some people are going to be triggered by that. And that does not have to be necessarily negative about you or that you are doing something wrong. That's simply because that person could be insecure of what you are doing, because they do not have the guts to go out and try, or they do not have the guts to go out and behave like you. They are just trying to put you down because in fear of you getting ahead of them. And people, especially in Asian cultures, Indian cultures, are going to be nagging you, even your own family members, if you are too loud, too overdressed, too strong, and too big to fit in the room, and if you are simply different than the others. And they'll try to drag you down by saying words like, be realistic about your goals, and you are being too much, and what will other people say about you? You have to protect your image. They also go to extents to tell you things like get a nice degree and maybe work for a year, and usually don't, and find a nice man and get married to him and have kids. That's your life. Sorry, auntie, but what if I don't want to do that? I don't mean to say it in a way that getting married and having a family is a bad thing. That is ideally the dream life for some people. But if that's not something a person wants, you don't have to impose that restriction or that caged mentality onto someone else who does not want to simply do that. I want you to know this one thing. Like, get this inside your head, that the moment someone tells you that you are dreaming too big or you are being unrealistic, tell them Do not put me in the cage you put yourself in. Or you just need to tell them that you do not think of me like you do for yourself. Because your potential is not the same as mine, your goals, your dreams, your life is not the same as mine. And something that's good for you does not mean that will be good for me. And these kind of people usually go on around and tell people that you need to settle in a marriage or a relationship or whatever, settle in a family and bear abuse to the point you lose all of your self-respect just to maintain the relationship or maintain the family. I'm sorry, a family is meant to be nurturing you, not pushing you down to your limits. You just need to know that you have to be the one completing all the toxic cycles of your family. And you won't be able to do that unless and until you stop listening to other people's opinions about you and your life. Because if you're still busy, if you're still worried, if you're still affected by what people tell about you, your life is done here. People could also go to extents to tell you things like you will eventually end up like your family. What if I don't want to end up like my own family? Is there a room for what I want to do with my life? No. Why do we even have to put our attention to what they have to say? It's not worth it. People who are telling stuff about you or telling stuff to you are not going to come in your life, make you happy, pay your bills, and give you a successful career or a happy life, a fulfilled life. And they don't even care about giving you all of that most of the time. These kind of people see that, oh, a person is shining, they are confident about themselves and they are glowing, and they're trying to build a life for themselves that is what they want. They cannot stand to see this. Why? Sadly, some of these people have been pushed in their life to live in a bad situation and they did not have enough courage to come out of that or change that. So they just want us to do the same as well. I just want you to get the simple thing inside you, like write it down somewhere, make it your wallpaper or literally anything. But if you listen to the people on how to live your life, or if you listen to other people and be affected by their opinions about you or your life, you for sure will literally be crying and regretting when you're in your 60s or 70s that you should have lived your life differently and not listened to the opinions of others. Because the people who you listen to are dead now by then. What was the point? They are not even alive anymore. What you are left with? Regret, sadness, and you won't even get this time back. You live your life only once. Are you sure if your younger self would be proud on you on how you are living your life right now? If not, you really need to change yourself right from this moment, as soon as you click out of YouTube and end this video. Because that's literally how you could end this cycle. It starts from you. I know a lot of people who are watching this video right now could be a student, could be a mother, could be a content creator, could be a person who works in a job, could be a person who works a business or is trying to grow one, and could be literally anyone. And I get it. I know life has been tough on you. I know you must have hit rock bottom in your life at least once. And in that moment, a lot of thoughts must have bundled up on top of each other, including this thought of what will other people think. But trust me, it's not worth it at the end of the day. If you end up listening to the other people and make changes based on that, while at the same time going the opposite direction of your happiness, you're going to regret it. It's better to realize this now than later. I want you to come to this realization and tell yourself that this is definitely not the life that I want for myself. You can't stick to other people's opinions, their health, their thoughts, their time, their presence every single time. Because you have to learn how to take decisions on your own using your gut, your experience, and your willingness. Because trust me, if you give yourself the power to make independent decisions about your life by yourself, that is going to be the biggest and the most powerful gifts you give to yourself in this entire lifetime. Don't be scared of being different. Be scared of living in regret. Because that will last. And people's opinions about you, want. Say hi. Hi. He's gone.